What is the first thing your parents tell you? What is the first thing they want you to know? Is it not your name? Your name is likely the most often repeated word you have heard in your entire life. Names are words, and words are pointers. The word Chicago is not the city it points to. The word Brian is not the person it points to. In the case of Chicago, we can clearly and easily visibly see, without any difficulty whatsoever, what it is the name is referring to. But what does the word Brian refer to? It refers, obviously, to you. It points to what you are. And what you are is what you have been told you are. What you are is an education. This societal education into linguistic mental acuity begins with your name. As conceptual education is learned and educated into the minds of our young children, a child learns to add the words I am before the words Brian or Richard. A conceptual understanding of the world around is now being entered into, although this conceptual understanding greatly remains unseen. The child is now learning to encode the sights, sounds, and all other information which, prior to the accumulation of language, had been accessible directly and transparently only to the senses. But now, the child meets the world in newfound codes of images and words. The brain is now building its mind, a filter based on societally educated knowledge, encoding the entire universe around and inside into linguistic symbols. If you were born here in Britain, then you were told you are British. If you were born here in Poland, you were told jesteś Polak. And if you were born in Britain, there is every chance that you do not carry with you any kind of traditional religious view of your life, for Britain is a country which does not hold such qualities dear to its heart anymore. However, if you were born in Poland, you have every chance that you will view your world as a totally religious experience, traditionally educated by the Catholic Church. In such ways, we come to divide between each other. If you were born in Saudi Arabia, you will certainly hold a firm view that Allah is your salvation, and you will be a Muslim. Again, another division between us totality of humanity. Born here in one location, educated to view the world as though you are God's chosen people. Told there is no religion, that the state is all, told there is only one religion, and the state is nothing. One an atheist, one a deep believer, one a Brit, another an Afghani, one a Scot, another English, one rich, another poor. You are. The stories we are all told as children. These stories of you are become I am. The stories we tell ourselves as we get older. And these stories divide us. And in our divisions, we are now coming close to destroying all we have ever had in our pursuit of more, which is also something else we have been told is beneficial for us. More. More may not be what we need today. Seeking more from a planet resource-starved will never come to be our finest moment. We need give back, but we do not have a consciousness capable of giving back. Our task is to turn our present ambitious, greedy, self-interested, fearful, divisive, war-causing consciousness into something a lot more palatable for the possibility of a pleasant continuity of the human race. Rather than blindly seeking more and seeking to explore into outer space, heralding all the faster the suffering of our poorest and the total waste and demise of all life on this beautiful globe, how about we explore, but not outwardly, into the universe, inwardly into the universe? You see how impoverished our thinking has made us? Are you surprised to recognize that you are a part of this universe? Our greatest of minds today are locked in battle, competing against each other to reach out as far into the universe as their bursting technology allows them to. What they seem to fail to see is that we are already as far out into the universe now as we could ever be. We are here. We have arrived. One other thing which is missed: this universe is of a quality which the name kind of points to itself. The universe is universal, meaning it is inside us and outside. None of our present-day giants of industry or technology appear to have noticed there is a far cheaper, less demanding, less resource-requiring manner to approaching our understanding of our universe, which is our understanding of what we are. It is through the understanding of what we are, because we are a part of this universe. But before we can even get to catching even a glimpse of this majestical universe, we need to see and understand the totality of something which is blocking our present current-day relationship to it. That would be our educated thinking mind, forever seeking security in its divisive identities. And that identity is what we are, and what we are is what we have been told. How insane are we? We have accepted historically for thousands of years what we have been told as children, and then we dutifully all obey our parents, our peers, our authorities, and our societies, and we march down a hall of societal mirrors, seeing others now as different to us, in a state of conflict and continual battle against them, ever seeking only my own security, approaching life now from a divided initial state which can only lead us to war, because each side wants the best, but only for them, in competition against all others. This is societal classroom training, nothing else. We think we are so cultured in our traditional guises. The fact is, we are all acting as school children, obediently following what we have been told to since childhood. And what we have been told to follow divides and kills us, and is costing us our entire world. As quickly as possible today, we need to investigate and question these inner divisive ideologies we have opposably forever held our limited securities within. A security which communally leads us to war can hardly ever be seen as a genuine security. And I think this is the main issue. We do not see the danger our seeking security in a limited, traditionally, tribally rooted identification brings to our world. If there is an imminent danger present to your life, do you not deal with it? Will you wait for someone in authority to tell you what to do with your life? If you wait for that, your command from authority will be to go to war. To battle against other human beings, calling themselves different names, believing different dogmas, united in their divisive differences, all approaching life identically, yet from a foundation which is rooted into a billion fragments. There is no security in how we have all been educated to live. We need to face that fact. If we continue to see our educated religions or our sense of proud patriotisms as a positive virtue to our lives, we are more than lost, for these are the factors which divide us and lead us to war. This is not to say we need lose all our religions or forget our nations, but we must stop taking them so seriously. In seeking our divided securities in limited groups, we are born into a stance against all others in our world. We have brought this world of conflict into being by our very mode of living. There is only one way possible to reverse our tragic communal road now leading to death. It is to awaken to the dangers imminent in living the way we have historically always lived. This understanding may come following an investigation of how I actually am living today, through a constant observation of my life. In watching myself, I am beginning to understand myself, but I must never judge myself, for I am myself. The map is there to read, but there is no one can guide. The map is the incessant movement of the human brain. This is a societally conditioned state rooted in eternal divisions. If you think yourself anything today, and you do, are you aware you are divided in life from others? Don't you spend a great time every day considering your own life? Educated self-interest. Isolating, educated, war-causing, self-interest. This is a universe of great love, joy, beauty, depth, intelligence, understanding, life and death. It is a world where life and death come together as one. It is a world without time. We are all living in such a world, yet so few of us are aware of it at all, because a mind educated to viewing itself as the most important thing in life is living in the very deepest of illusions. Life itself lays claim to that majesty. That which humanity holds most dearly on closer examination is a rather divisive, isolated, pitifully pained, yet pleasure-seeking foundation of educated knowledge in a human brain. The difference of a life lived freely to a life lived enslaved to a mechanical educated approach to life, educated into the brains of children, divisive in nature, leading to self-interest, to forming groups seeking security against others, to lives of continual deep suffering, human agony, misery, hurt and pain, is immense. What will release us from the current desperation of our mode of divisive progress in life? Our complete lack of understanding of everything, including what we are. Shall it be an investigation into what is going so wrong with us, which must be taken up naturally by every person, him or herself, which has no authority, no book, no guide, no allocated point of departure or arrival. Is mankind now programmed, controlled, conditioned, seeking the comfort and assurance of authority, capable of such an investigation? This is an important question, because if we are not, we shall continue to seek our own limited security against all others, in divisions against all others doing exactly the same. As our technology continues to grow, we will continue to build more dangerous and costlier weapons of war to protect ourselves against each other in our divisive states, rooted in the cells of human brains. We will continue to battle over the dwindling resources of our planet, maintaining an insane desire for more as programmed to by a greedy, capitalist, divisively structured society, forever seeking the security of its own broken and limited continuity. There is no choice here, no choice at all, if we can see. If we do not see, we will rely on our thinking, which is historical and tribally rooted in nature. Our thinking will seek the limited security of our own little group, whatever that group may be: American, Christian, Muslim, Arab, Jew, Israeli, European, African. There are so many of us living within divisive little ideologies, seeking our own limited security in limited ideological groups, in opposition and therefore in conflict to all others to choose from. Yet if we can see this immense danger, we may come to understand the seriousness and desperation of our communal problem. Understanding the seriousness of this problem, and it is serious, provides the energy required to investigate the problem. This is no easy journey. It can be arduous. But the journey into the broken mind of mankind carries the only possibility to come to any understanding of the energies at play within the brain of an educated human being. It is looking into this problem which will bring resolution to this problem. The problem itself is the only location where the answer will be found. We have been educated to always seeking to solve a problem. We cannot solve this one, not by bringing a knowledge-based solution to it. This traditional approach will forever fail. The true approach is to allow the brain to see the brain's own conditioned and destructive movements. Allow the brain to read the conflicted book of humanity which lies inside itself, without any external direction from any psychological, divisive observer. There is much to see in what we are psychologically, and the more we see and understand, the clearer our life understanding becomes. It is not life which complicates us. It is me. It is this talking, pleasure-seeking, fearing, desirous movement of time within us. The educated self. A movement in becoming. Seeing what we are will change our entire existence. We will act when we come to see the monster we have all become.